Howdy, guys. Welcome back to another episode. We are flying. This is so exciting. We actually get to fly around. I don't know how to fly in this mode. That's so much better. Oh, yes. I am actually very surprised and I'm very happy with myself. We were able to go and fight the dragon last episode, and we were actually able to go and get an elytra, raid an in-city, everything. The last episode was a pretty long episode, but it was so nice getting to actually do that because now we have rockets to be able to fly with. We can go everywhere so much quicker. This world just got so much smaller, and I love getting to an elytra. We've got our setup here. I went ahead, I've got some color-coded boxes. Some of them are not, toolbox and colors, which is kind of funny because the colors box isn't colored. But we've got our electricity box, we've got our utilities, gimme the monies, our Iron Man, lung cancer, box of yum-yums, all kinds of good stuff. So, ooh, shinies. And then we got some empty ones left over. So this is all the shulker boxes we were able to get from that one raid. Not a lot, but more than enough for what I typically use. Honestly, I will probably go get more at some point, but I really don't think I've ever even used more than this. And we've got our lamp! Lamp! I gotta be really careful not to hit this. I have hit this way too many times, and it keeps disappearing. Last time it was on the roof. Whoop. We have our heads, our dragon head, shulker head, Brian head, our wandering traders, llama, and cow. So, we've got all kinds of cool stuff now, and now, with this elytra, we have to be very careful. One of the cool things, it shows me the durability that's on there, and I haven't even used it that much. I used it to go to the in-city raid, and honestly, just that one flight just now, and that's how much we've already used. So, it's time that we go ahead, and we need to cure this zombie villager right here, which, you know what? No, we're not going to cure him. He can stay there. We will cure him at some point. But we're going to take this villager that's stuck in this house, and then I'm going to either take a villager from over here at this village, or there's the original village we started at just over here. And I'm going to take a villager from either one of those, and probably, I guess, this one, because I've traded with these guys. And we're going to set up, in this episode, a breeding house for them. So that way we have a little brothel set up to where they can produce more babies for us, and then from that brothel we can then start to build little buildings around here, and we're gonna probably honestly tear out most of these little houses and replace them with the work type specific job that they're going to have. So for example, this is our nether tower. Oh goodness, I don't know why all of a sudden I just thought that that horse was another player, and I was like, what is going on? This is a single player world. How did that happen? So we might honestly take probably, I'm kind of liking the idea of taking down this house right here and building up a little bit of a library, and that's who we're going to get going first. Is that we're going to build a library and take the 2 villagers and breed some more and build up a little library in here, so that way we can trade specifically for mending, unbreaking, and efficiency. Those are going to be the first 3 we go after, because everything I have needs mending. A lot of things I have need unbreaking: the elytra, the helmet, the sword. My pickaxe is good, but my axe and shovel definitely need it. So, desperately need to go and get that mending and unbreaking, so that way I can start to repair my tools and do things like that. So, I love and I dread working with villagers. I love the outputs that you can get from them. I dread the actual work that they take. They give me so much heartache. So, I'm starting this on one evening, and honestly, it is probably going to take me a full day to get these little guys into their home. So this is where I'm thinking we're going to put our library, but the question is where do we put our brothel at? And honestly, I'm thinking let's just pop it right here. Let's kind of work from here and work our way out and start growing this city in that direction. We already have like that over there. We got a big tower that we're going to build here, and that's going to be massive, and I think that's going to be an episode coming up soon. And it's so nice now. I don't have to use the scaffolding anymore. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, no more scaffolding. I can easily just fly up here and jump in. I don't have to use that anymore. And we can afford to get a water water elevator, that's the word, and we can use that instead. At one point, I decided to input here a little pool on the side for me to jump down and land into, because I got so tired of just going up and down. I just can't put water in the nether to be able to do that same effect. So doing a slime farm would allow us to put slime blocks at the bottom of that one, and we could do that. But now we have an elytra, so we don't need to do that necessarily. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to tear down... Ooh. We're going to somehow transport him. He has a helmet on, and he's holding something. He won't burn. He still has the farmer. I'm thinking he might have been... Hopefully he's the farmer I had traded with earlier. That would be pretty cool. But we'll have to move him out so we can tear down these two houses and then place in our little brothel. And basically, it's going to be a modified version of what... I believe Impulse SV was the one who designed it, and I will link him down in the description. Come on, go to sleepy sleep. And what we're going to do is, instead of just having it set up to where they endlessly breed because they have a farmer throwing the food at them, we'll just come by and feed them as we want more villagers, because I don't want too many running around. I want to have specific homes set up for them, and they only stay in those homes and in those little places, so that way they can't go everywhere. Maybe if I'm able to figure out a way, normally what I do is I'll take a little village and I will build a fence all the way around it, so that way they can't get out and no baddies can get in, and it's perfectly safe. But I don't want to just slap up a fence around this. I want to try to get away from doing that nowadays. I want to try to make a more natural border, and the issue is in a sandstone area, I don't know how you make a more natural border without just placing a wall and building a wall, and we might actually do that too. So what we'll do is we'll get some houses and villages in here for those specific types that we're going to start with. So today we're just, for this episode, it's going to be our brothel and our library here, so that way we can quickly just come out of our house and grab what we need and get our books that we're going to need, and then later on we can add on some toolsmiths, some what are the guys that give you quartz, oh goodness, I can't remember the name of those, stonemasons, something like that, yeah. Some of those guys. We might even do, for example, the guys who do the shepherds. I think shepherds, you can trade wool and turn it into into emeralds. And so one thing we can definitely do is build a nice big sheep wool farm. And I love doing that because I love just having all the pretty colors. It's always such a colorful little build. And so we can build something like that and trade that in for emeralds. And most importantly, we need to get an iron farm going, because we do not have any iron. And for us to do any cool big redstone projects, you always need a good amount of iron. That's all we got. Our Iron Man box is looking pretty weak. So when we get it set up where we have the ability to just go over here and grab some villagers and move them, then we can easily set up a what's the word? An iron farm. That's what we were just talking about. And we can easily set one up. Oof, I don't like that. We can set one up, and I'm thinking we'll set it up over here on this side to put it away from the village, so that way that won't hopefully interfere with it. So we'll build them somewhere over there. Honestly, we might do it over in spawn. It's a little bit of ways, but it's not too far, and that way it just constantly keeps running since the spawn chunks are constantly loaded. And that would be really nice, because I typically go through a lot of iron. I love just wasting iron, essentially. So, yeah, I got big plans. I got all kinds of things I want to do now. I love being at this point in the game, because I want to get to the point where if I die and I lost all of this gear, I already have a whole backup ready to go. Everything can just be replaced. So if I fall in lava and lose everything, oh man, that's too bad. I just walk in here, push a button, walk over some pressure plates, and everything I need is dispensed to me. We can start eating golden carrots, everything. I'm so excited. This is going to be so much fun. The farmers one's going to be fun to build, because we can build like a little pasture for them to where they can plant food and stuff like that. Of course, they will be planting sugarcane and melons and pumpkins, because we don't want them harvesting and making babies. Oh, goodness. They still continue to trample my crops. But yeah, all kinds of cool things. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to move this guy over. And then we'll do a little time lapse of me building up our little brothel right here. So let's go ahead and jump into that time lapse, and I will see you afterwards. Enjoy the music. Welcome back, guys, after that time lapse. As you can see, there's a lot of mobs around here because I pulled a big dum-dum. So, the buildings, we got them in place now. We still need to add details and touches to them. There's nothing on the inside of them whatsoever. So this right here is going to be our library, where we are going to store some villagers around on the walls on the outside that will have certain trades for us that we want. So I started going ahead and cutting out some holes for some windows in here and things like that. This is going to be just a mega 4 wide doors in this area, and then over here, this is where we're going to place our breeder in. So honestly, there's probably not going to be anything in here other than up at the top. There's going to be the breeding area, the chamber, and then they'll drop down, the babies will fall down here to where I can set up a minecart track and I can lead it right out the front door here to wherever we need to take it. Now, with this building specifically, I really wish I had bricks to use instead of the acacia logs. This one, I was going for more of a early 20th century, late 19th century, like saloon style house, something you see kind of a little more Western style. So I don't want bricks in there. I want the wood for sure. But over here, I definitely want bricks, and in the future, maybe when we get some guys that can trade bricks, we'll do it that way, because that way it's so much cheaper than going out and grinding for it. It's just way too expensive. And the bricks will match so much nicer with the granite for sure. Now, these buildings, this one's not nearly as flat. I really like the building on this one. It's got some depth and different designs to it, and adding on the windows. The only flat part is just the backside. It is just boop, flat, nothing. The front, though, very interesting. I really like the way it came out. I'm going to put up some photos. I'll put up the photo to this guy here where I got the design from right now. Pop. And then for this guy, I will put up the photo right now. Pop. And those are the designs where I kind of got this from. Now, I don't have a lot of quartz, so that's why I used diorite and things like that instead. And I didn't have access to the bricks. So now I need to finish detailing these guys, and we need to move the villagers in here to where we can actually start utilizing them and moving them over. So to finish up today's episode, I'm going to detail these houses, and then I'm going to get, we lost somebody. I pulled the zombie out of the house that was right here, boated him out, let him just beat me up for a little bit. I went out to go gather acacia logs from over there, so that way I would have enough resources to build these. I come back and he's dead. There's no iron golem around here. There's nothing that should have killed him. He was wearing a helmet, so he didn't burn. I don't have any idea at all what could have killed him. There's nothing here that would have. I really don't know. I just came back and I saw the stake that he was holding floating right there. So I don't know what happened to him, and that's very disappointing because he was going to be perfect. He was already a trapped easy zombie that couldn't despawn for us to use to convert these villagers and get cheaper trades, but that clearly is no longer the case. So that's something like that we might do is we have the breeding chamber up here, they drop down to here, I minecart them up to here, where we have a zombie here to, you know, infect them just a little bit, move them to here and cure them, and then send them off so that way we get even cheaper trades. That's the best way to maximize this. So I still have to do some terraforming around this and building up, putting actually in the glass for the windows and the doors. The inside of this will definitely get decorated with all kinds of bookshelves and things along those natures to go with a library. This guy, honestly, it's more of just a functional thing. So I'm going to do some windows and stuff to add more depth because it's just a rectangle right now. So to kind of fix that. But other than that, let me go ahead and let's add some detail and let's get some villagers in this guy to start breeding them up. Okay guys, welcome back. It looks like, so I've gotten in 2 villagers up there. They haven't bred any babies yet, so I'm a little concerned, but I did see them. Yep, there you go. They are tossing the food back and forth, so I think it's just a matter of sleeping in those beds and then waking up, and then hopefully they'll produce one. I know they don't need workstations or anything like that. This is more than enough to make babies. This comes from part of Impulse SV's design, and I will link it down in the description. But basically it's just here. I got to go up and feed them, so I replaced part of the roof with a trap door. So that way I can come around here, and I added this little yard that will decorate with some stuff, but I can come around here, drop in the food, and then there they go. And they're both, oh goodness, oh, that was a bad move. They're both hanging up there by that one single fence post. That post is not connected to anything, so when a baby is born, it will fall straight on down here. And that fall shouldn't kill it, I would not think. It's really short, so I think it'll be fine. And I've got this track set up to where I can place down a minecart that I do not have on me, and then flip this on, it'll pick it up, and what I'm hoping to do is I'm going to put in a zombie right in here that will be able to, what's the word? Infect the villagers with the zombie virus. And so what I'm thinking is I'll have a switch right here, just like with this lever. But when I flip this one, what will happen is that it will, when it's off, this block right here will raise up. So that way the baby villager will come in here, or the full villager, whatever it picks up, will come here and stop and hit right here. So that way the zombie can infect him. And then when I flip the lever again, that'll activate the powered rail, and it will lower the piston here and this block, so that way I can move him onto here, cure him, and then send him on his way. So I would move him, and then I would cure him, hit the leveler again, and move him on. I'm sure that there's a way to automate that kind of thing and do that, but this is, I don't know redstone, so we're just going to keep it really simple. Nothing too fancy, just really easy with lever movements, making it all pretty manual. So I'll come in here, and heck, I could add a dispenser here with minecarts, and I might honestly do that just so I don't have to keep manually bringing a minecart every time. So once we do get some babies to drop down, so this is what I'm going to do in between episodes, the babies will drop down, and then I will infect them, cure them, and then I can move them over into starting with our library here. So I've got the massive 4-door opening. Here's the floor I'm going with. And there's no other designs yet because I intend on using the villagers themselves to trade for the books, and for, not the books, but the bookshelves to help decorate this. I'm going to add a second floor on this side here. So we'll have some down on this side, we'll have some over here, and then we'll have, I don't know if it'll be a staircase or a bubble elevator. I'm not sure on that. Honestly, for space, I'm thinking it'll probably just be a bubble elevator to just take us up to the top there. and we'll get up on the second floor and just, honestly, the second floor is going to be purely decoration. All the trading will take place down here. So they'll each have their own lectern assigned to them, and then we can go around and trade with them. But they will be locked in a little cell to where they cannot move and run around. They'll just be in that one space. And so as of now, this area is still very dangerous for them. So I honestly might replace some of these with iron doors temporarily while it is not safe for them to be running around. But what you can see, I've extended the road here, and next we can input lights and things like that that will definitely start to help making this place a lot safer for them. So I think we got a lot done this episode, a lot of building. I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, I want to have brick on this building for sure, but I love the shape of this. It is very unique. This one is very much just a straight rectangle, but that was honestly the design in it. I definitely still need to get some windows and things on it, and I'm going to do those kinds of things in between episodes. This one's already gone on for quite some time now, so I will finish decorating it. Honestly, maybe add a little yard on the side here. I was thinking adding some banners for a sign across it. I want to call it the, what was the word? The Shady Lady Hotel. So I don't know a lot about banners, but I think that would be kind of cool to put across the top there if we can. So that is the goal for the future moving forward. So in between episodes, I will start to move some of those villagers and then show you how I lock them in the next episode. And from there, we can figure out what we do going forward. Until next time, guys, I hope you have a good one. I will see you next time.